Sorry. Tired.
Morning. Chris. You're not wearing the jacket?
What?
You're... the one that you were wearing.
So?
Oh, I just noticed, that's all. It's good. How would he hold? Not that there was anything wrong with the other one.
Yeah, whatever.
You said you'd be here.
I said I might. I was never into McFallon the way you were.
He was one of the best tutors we had.
And totally full of himself.
Anyway, that's not the point. You said you'd help me with his sister.
How bad is she? Anxious, depressed, what?
I don't know. I've been trying to get her to do the PHQ-10 for weeks now. Every time I bring it up, she changes the subject.
Well, be firm.
Or you could come and help me like you promised.
She's your patient.
Kevin.
I've got an obese guy with boils at 10:30. Do you want to give me a hand with him?
Please.
No, you deal with it.
Just hold my hand.
He was a wonderful man, Sinead. He'll be missed.
Why would he do this to me?
I don't think he meant to hurt you.
No, I mean this. Traditional wake. He put it in his will. No one does this anymore.
No? Maybe he thought it would help you cope.
Look at them all. Picking over his corpse before he's even cold.
A lot of people admired and respected your brother.
They sucked up to him because he was famous, that's all. 67 years I looked after him. All my life.
You look tired.
I gave him everything.
Why don't you go upstairs?
And I have no idea at all how he felt about me.
Hello, stranger.
Morning.
That's very impressive. The crutches. Isn't she doing well?
It's not rocket science, Karen. Can I have my post?
Got it.
When's my first appointment?
Well, I've managed to shift things around a bit because Kevin had a couple of free spots.
Why?
What?
Why have you shifted things around a bit?
Well, I just thought you'd like to get settled in.
I don't need to get settled in, Karen. I've been working here for years, in case you hadn't noticed.
Right.
Don't patronise me. Bag.
Oh, okay.
Handbag.
Yeah. You sure you're right?
Yeah, I will be if I get a coffee that's not as weak as that disgusting dishwater you made for me this morning.
Okay, one strong black coffee. Coming up.
He is so whipped.
What do you think?
A bark is worse than a bite. It's just an act.
Yeah, it's a pretty good one.
Is there someone who can stay with you?
Somebody in my house.
To look after you, make sure you're all right.
Who? Oh, I should have known. The lawyer's been in touch, have they? Read you the will?
I just want to see him, Aunt Sinead.
You just come to make sure he was really dead, did you?
What's going on?
He was my father.
Oh, it never bothered you before.
Don't do this.
Until his will goes through probate, this is still my house.
This isn't about the will.
You're McFallon's son.
Yes. And I want to pay my respects.
You never had any respect.
A few minutes. That's all.
A few minutes can't hurt. And you could do with a break.
Well, I'm not leaving him alone. And the whore stays outside.
Don't call her that.
Make sure she doesn't come in.
It's all right.
Oh, you can both go.
One strong black coffee and a little treat, just in case you get peckish.
Cakes and pastries. What are you trying to do? Make me fat?
I could always take them away.
Leave them.
Oh, I've arranged cover for your afternoon weight reduction clinic.
Why?
Because you say it always makes you want to vomit.
I don't care. That is my clinic. And what have you done to my desk?
Well, I've rearranged your room so that you don't have to get up to do anything.
Did I ask you to?
I'm sure you can rearrange it better. I'll get it.
I can do it.
If if you need anything.
I don't.
Good.
I'm sorry, but who are you?
I'm Jazz Keller. I'm Sinead's GP. Professor McFarlane was my tutor at uni.
Really? Me too.
Is that how you met your husband?
Sort of.
I never even knew McFarlane had a son.
They did their best to write Kieran out of their lives.
Well, that's awful. Why?
Because of me? Because I'm African?
McFarlane never struck me as a racist.
I guess it's different if you marry into the family.
He was quite a charmer.
It was that.
I had a massive crush on him for a while.
A lot of people did. Anything ever come of it?
No.
He never did anything.
Well, he never knew. At least I don't. At least I hope he didn't. I'd have been mortified. It was just a fleeting crush.
He probably did know. Do you mind me asking how he did it?
I'm sorry?
They said it was suicide.
No, I'm sorry. I don't know.
I bet it was dramatic. He always was good at getting attention.
You broke his heart.
I'm not doing this.
You knew how he felt about her, but you married her anyway.
I'm not getting sucked back in.
No. You walk away, Kieran. That's what you're good at.
I didn't come here to fight you.
Well, why did you come? He left you everything in his will. The house, the money. What more do you want?
All I ever wanted was his love. And yours.
You turned your back on your own father. What kind of a son does that?
He turned his back on me.
Kieran's real mother walked out when he was a baby. I figure that's why Sinead hates him so much. Mind you, as far as I can see, she hates everyone. Except McFarlane.
She was certainly devoted to him.
She did everything she could to keep Kieran away from his dad. She said it was because of his work, but
You don't believe it?
she's always been spiteful.
I have a right to know what happened. You broke his heart. That's what happened. Like the selfish brat you always were.
He broke my heart.
Who do you think you are coming here?
I had a feeling this would happen.
Yes. You really want to know how he killed himself?
I'm sorry I asked.
He cut his wrists, and that's how I found him, in a bathtub full of blood, and all because of you.
Don't do this.
25 years he waited for you. I was the one who stood by him.
Maybe we should go upstairs.
You never made any effort.
I did. I wrote to him so many times.
Those snivelling, self-righteous diatribes, did you think that'd make a difference?
You read my letters.
Of course I did. I wasn't going to let him see that rubbish.
You never even saw them.
You were the one who sent them back, weren't you?
You had no right.
They just wanted his money. His mother was the same. And now they want my house.
That's not why we're here.
They're lying.
Are you sure about that?
You've got 5 minutes, and then I want you and that tart out of here.
What is her problem?
She's just upset. Grief can do strange things.
That's more than grief.
See, Chris has ditched his father's jacket.
Yes.
Perhaps he's starting to adjust.
Hopefully.
Tricky situation. It's tough on both of you.
Yeah, you could say that.
Still, I think you're right in what you did.
What do you mean?
Took on board what I said.
I did?
Yes. Took my advice.
That's a bit arrogant, isn't it?
I'm sorry?
This isn't about you, Howard.
I didn't say it was about.
Look, I am finding things hard, and yes, I'm struggling, but it's my problem, not yours.
I know.
Do you?
He's your family, Sinead.
He destroyed my family.
Whatever happened, it was a long time ago. He's all you have left now.
You have no idea what he did.
I think he's trying to make amends.
What are you doing still here?
There are things we need to talk about.
I have nothing to say to you.
I told you there was no point.
If you need anything.
From you?
Can't we just go?
Sinead, let him speak.
You don't want to be here, do you?
Not especially. No.
Why? Bad memories.
As it happens, yes.
She's never told you, has she?
Tell me what?
Of course she hasn't, lying slut.
Sinead.
She slept with your father 6 weeks before your wedding.
That's not true.
She only married you out of spite.
She didn't sleep with him.
Is that what she told you?
He raped her.
Where are you off to?
Zara wants proper coffee.
You are kidding.
The lengths a man will go to get his leg over.
It's not what this is about.
Isn't it? I know a frustrated man when I see one.
It's not about what I want. It's about what Zara wants.
He is so whipped.
Well, I suppose it could be S&M. That would explain a lot.
Karen. You're a woman.
Yes, why?
Nothing.
Why didn't you go to the police?
I was 18. On a student visa. He was on TV. The chief medical officer.
But if he forced you...
No one would have believed me.
Because it wasn't true.
It is.
Your father would never have done anything like that.
Why not? He was a bully. That's how he got his way.
Well, what did she expect anyway? Coming in here like that, hair all done up in that tarty dress.
It doesn't matter what I was wearing.
You were there.
You thought you could sleep your way to better grades.
I wanted his help. He was my tutor.
And you couldn't wait to get your knickers off.
I tried to stop him.
Liar, you were screaming for it.
He was hurting me.
You heard him rape her.
It wasn't rape. If I had a penny for every little tramp who cried rape.
There were others.
I knew it.
Well, of course there were. Girls were always throwing themselves at him, but that wasn't rape. Sure, he did what any man would have done.
How can you defend him? You saw what he did to her.
All I saw was a whore taking advantage of a weak man. She knew exactly what she was doing.
That's not true.
I warned him about her.
I'm not listening to this.
Are you sure it wasn't rape?
Of course I'm sure he wouldn't lie to me.
I need to explain something.
You don't need to explain anything.
All my training, all my instincts are to find solutions. Practical solutions for cut and dried problems. That's what I'm good at. That's what I know. When it comes to grey areas, it's not really my thing.
You can't get much more grey than this.
That's why I keep doing things wrong. And saying things wrong. And for that, I apologise. So from now on, I'm going to leave you alone. I don't want to make things harder for you. Or for me. Than it already is. Right?
Yeah, I remember hearing the rumours, but I never thought they were true.
Hope that's not a personal call.
What? No, work.
I should hope not. What with all the problems we've had with the staff just recently? Last thing we need is people stirring things up.
Sorry?
I think you know what I mean.
What's the matter with him?
No idea. Yeah, sorry, what were you saying?
If it's true, then she's complicit in rape, maybe even multiple rapes. I really think I should go to the police.
Then why don't you?
Because I don't know who to believe. If it's as bad as this woman says it was, then why didn't she do something? And if there were others, why didn't they?
Maybe they were afraid because he was famous. I mean, it happened.
Sinead insists it wasn't rape. She's on the edge as it is. This could really push her over.
Well, then the first thing you need to do is make sure that she's safe.
But what if she's lying? What if she really did stand by while McFarlane raped all those women?
She's your patient, Jazz. You need to help her no matter how you feel.
Thanks, Kevin. That's really helpful. Nice one, Jazz.
Oh, Daniel would have got those for you.
I'm sure he would have.
Makes change, eh?
What?
Well, him being so nice, doing all these nice things for you and Joe.
It's thrilling.
Oh, better late than never, though, eh? I mean, Rob was like that at first. I mean, I think it must be like a genetic thing in men, because one minute they're all Jack the Lad, and then suddenly some switch goes off in their head, and then it's about the family and they can't do enough for you.
Isn't there something you should be doing? Some receptionist thing?
Karen, have you got the stock report? Shall we?
It's always the same with him, isn't it? Pretends to turn over a new leaf and then begs everyone for forgiveness.
Well, this isn't the same thing at all.
You know, the worst thing is I think he's convinced himself.
Yeah, he's good at that.
Oh, well, sooner or later he'll do it again.
He wouldn't dare.
Of course he will. May take a bit longer before he screws up next time, but it's the best you can hope for, isn't it?
Who are you talking to?
A colleague.
Why?
Because I'm trying to help you.
You weren't talking to the lawyers, were you?
Do you remember how your brother was sometimes? How he was hostile and suspicious for no reason?
That wasn't his fault. They were poisoning him against me.
No, Sinead. He was ill. Look, I'd like to talk about you.
He trusted you. I have no one now.
And I'm going to prescribe something that's going to help you sleep.
I can trust you, can't I?
Yes, of course.
I knew he couldn't go on getting away with it. Sooner or later, one of them would say something.
He raped those girls?
He liked to hurt them.
And you knew about it?
I suspected.
You have to tell someone, Sinead.
I'm telling you.
But you have to go to the police.
Why? Sure, he's dead now.
Think of what he's done to all those girls.
He didn't need them, you know. I'd have done anything to make him happy.
You can't keep this a secret.
I could have been everything to him.
Will you go to the police?
I could.
You really think Daniel's changed?
I think he's turned over a new leaf.
Or maybe he's just sexually frustrated.
Oh, Daniel really does love her, and maybe he's finally grown up.
Not a decade too soon.
Mrs. Garrett, please.
I still just don't see how she could change her mind about him after everything he's done.
Well, maybe she's sexually frustrated too.
Not everything's about sex, Emma.
Isn't it?
I think she's coming round.
Well, it's not going to do much for Jimmy, though, is it?
Listen, don't get me wrong. I think what he did was terrible, really awful, but everybody deserves a second chance.
We need to talk about the will as executor.
You want to know what really killed your father? You did.
Sinead.
That's when it all started. The delusions, the voices, the paranoia. Right after you left.
Delusions?
Your father had late-onset schizophrenia.
How long was he ill?
Several years. Most of the time the medication kept him balanced.
Except when he didn't take it. Have you ever looked after a schizophrenic? Ever found the man you love naked in the garden talking to the trees? It's hereditary, you know. That makes him next in line. Something to look forward to.
I think I saw Daniel washing her feet earlier, or was that licking her boots?
Oh, come on, it'd be really romantic if they got back together again.
What's romantic about letting someone walk all over you?
Anyone know where Jazz is?
She went to a funeral thing.
Yes, I know where she went, and it was a wake. She should have been back by now.
Was she being delayed?
I was supposed to be doing a conference call. Got people waiting.
Actually, she's on her way back. She rang me earlier.
Right, we'll send her through when she gets back. Oh, one more thing. Anyone fancy a spot of work? Have you got the clinic report?
Yes. Yeah, I'll bring it through to you.
Howard, could I have a word?
Why aren't you back yet?
Because I've just stumbled across a history of serial rape going back decades. And my patient's paranoia is spiralling dangerously out of control.
Howard's doing is not... Get her assessed and get back here. It's just checking some test results.
trying to be normal, for Chris's sake. But I don't know what that is anymore. All the certainties in my life are gone.
It'll take time.
It's all so twisted.
I know.
And until I manage to make some sense of it, then I'm just not ready for...
Yeah, of course. Of course not.
I need time.
As long as it takes.
It could take a while. I keep telling myself I have to be strong.
You are.
Am I?
You're stronger than any woman I've ever known.
More than Scary Gina.
Even Scary Gina.
Don't let me go.
I know what the will says, but you can have the house.
Thank you.
And I'll make sure you're provided for.
Why are you doing this?
Because he's trying to help you, Sinead.
But there is a condition. Dr. Keller wants you to get assessed.
You don't change, do you?
It's nothing to be afraid of.
I see what you're doing.
I'm not doing anything.
For a moment I thought you might have changed, but I can see where this is going.
There's nothing sinister.
You want to get me committed, and then you get everything.
No one's trying to get you committed.
And you come out smelling of roses.
You're being paranoid, Sinead. That's why you need to get assessed.
Why are you helping him?
I'm trying to help you.
Is he paying you?
No!
You can't fool me. I know what you're thinking. I can hear what you're thinking.
Your brother used to say the same thing.
You won't win. He wasn't in his right mind when he wrote that will. I'm going to contest it, and I'm going to win, and you and your bitch of a wife will get nothing.
Sinead, you need help.
I don't need help from anyone.
As your doctor?
No, not anymore.
Oh, Chris, wait.
Can't stop, mate. Karen, if Howard asks, I'm just popping out to get Zara something special for supper.
Good plan. Major brownie points there.
What?
Taming the shrew. Nice one. Like it.
Just helping out because of her ankle. If in some small way that helps to get my family back together, then great. That's not why I'm doing it, though.
Well, it's definitely working. There's less spit than usual on the old Spitfire.
Don't talk about Zara like that. It's insulting.
What?
Tact really isn't your strong point, is it?
If she is schizophrenic, there's a range of options. Treatments, medication, but until she gets an assessment...
Why do you still feel you owe her?
She's my family, Adura.
After everything she's done.
I can't turn my back on her.
What about me? What about all the other women?
She's right. You need to go to the police.
It was so long ago.
How many other families have been torn apart by this?
It's not too late.
Please.
Keeping it a secret hurts everyone. Even Sinead.
All right.
Thank you.
Well, I was stood right outside his door, Chris, and it definitely didn't sound professional.
Well, you heard wrong.
Don't let me go. What else could that mean?
She promised me that there would never be anything between her and Howard.
Then she's changed her mind.
She wouldn't do that.
Why not?
Because she knows that if she did, that's the end of us. So she didn't. All right, end of story.
Look, I'm sorry about earlier. I think it's good what you're doing.
Okay.
I didn't mean to disrespect you.
Oh, you're apologising to him? You don't think this pathetic dead of the air act's going to make any difference, do you? I mean, you really don't get it, do you? She didn't leave you because you forgot her birthday or because you didn't make your bed.
I know.
You cheated on her, Daniel. You lied to her and Joe, and you think you can just wish this all away. No one in their right mind's going to believe you've changed.
I'm trying.
Yeah, well, don't bother, because you're not capable of change.
You're killing yourself by inches, and we have to watch.
It's okay. I'm here to look after you. Karen, can you call an ambulance now, please?
I've been reading my Bible, dear. The Song of Solomon.
There's a surprising amount of sex in the Bible, actually. It's not all prohibitions and smiting.
I can see. Oh, no, please.